Hi guys, what's going on? I've got a bunch of updates for you. Me and Dan had a meetup and tons of other stuff has happened. And if I sound tired, it's because I'm absolutely exhausted. So I'm probably going to split this into two parts. I attempted to record it in one, but it was going to take over an hour to upload. And I literally had to sit on the YouTube app and babysit. And I don't actually watch YouTube that much. If one of you collectors posts a video, yeah, I'll go ahead and watch it. But I don't just totally sit on YouTube and stalk it all day. So I'm just not about that, and I'm not going to waste my time. So I'm going to start by showing you the updates in my bedroom in this part, and then I will go ahead and move downstairs and show you most of my new fan acquisitions, which are down there. So here we are, the bedroom. So probably the most notable thing is that this place here, or this spot, has changed. As you know, it was getting really full up, and with the addition of this new DE, which I'll get to in a second, it just needs to be reorganized, so I moved a few things around. I still need to clean the Galaxy, but it may stay like that for a while. See, this is how the new setup looks. Very, very happy with it. So this fan is a GE, as I said. It is mostly plastic. The blade and the back housing part are plastic, whereas the cage and the base are metal. It is from the late 60s, early 70s. It's one of those weird 5-bladed ones, and it is 2-speed. I can't remember if I said that, but it is indeed 2-speed. These are fairly rare. And so I actually went to a new location that I hadn't really... I've been there, but I just never went to antique stores. I always assumed they'd have some good stuff. But this is really one of the only interesting things. It was another one of those downtown-y type areas, like where I've gotten that Ambassador, those two fans, and quite a few of the ones up there. But anyways, yeah, they're, as far as interesting installs, nothing compared to the other place with the originals, those cool Emersons and all sorts of other things. Yeah, there was not a single interesting install, hardly any fans installed at all for that matter. And out of the 4 antique stores, technically 5, but one of them was closing, so I don't count it. But 4 out of the 4, only one store had fans, and that was the one where I got this one. There were 3 fans for sale. 2 of them were, so I got this one for $40, and the other 2 were $50, and the other 2 weren't in as good a shape and were much more common. So, long story short, this was the rarest, the cheapest, and the best condition fan they had. So, it just made sense to get, and I'm very glad I did. It works very well. And I'm pretty sure I did record a video of it. Also, I don't think I recorded the Galaxy, but at this point, my summer of portables is going to be running into fall, so it's going to be the fall of portables, too, now, apparently, because I've got too many portables, but yeah, the portables videos, I know that there's a select few amount of people who like those. Everybody else is mainly more interested in the ceiling fans, so maybe someday I'll just... I don't know, maybe I'll just upload that at a random time sometime if I ever upload it or get it recorded. So anyways, next up, the only other thing that's changed here is catalogs. So I got the new Hinkley catalogs. They're over here. I also got the new Transglobe catalogs, and they're over there. And then Lark Home is a new line from Hinkley. I also got those. So the Transglobe stuff came separate. All the Hinkley stuff came together, and that came in the mail. I picked those ones up at a showroom that the rep dropped off for me. But yeah, and I also asked the rep if there were any sort of interesting deal or merchandising things, because the last time they sent me the new craft maids for last year, they sent me a tape measure, so I asked if they had any other stuff. So they ended up sending me our Hinkley lip balm, Hinkley cinnamon mints, Hinkley hand sanitizer. There are some Hinkley pens in here. And then I also have got some Hinkley notepads as well. So Hinkley went very crazy with that sort of stuff, probably to celebrate their 100th. I really love having this stuff. It's super cool. And yeah, that about covers all that sort of stuff. And then while me and Dan were on our trip, we went to a bunch of thrift stores. Practically all of them were junk. Oh, we did stop at one Habitat too. Out of all of those places, this Casablanca fob, which I found on a cheap Mainstays looking thing, that was the best thing I found until we went to the last place. And since this video is running short, I'll go ahead and explain, and then in the next part I will take you downstairs to see everything. So essentially, you know what? I want you guys to be able to watch something. I'm going to go and turn the decorative on. So anyways, yeah, so I wanted to buy something off of him. You'll see that in the next video. And he said, well, we can meet here, because we told him, like, so it's about kind of like, it's a little over, I'd say, halfway for him, and it's probably under halfway for us to where both of us are living. So we just met there, and he checked out a bunch of thrift stores and restores on the way, and he didn't see anything too interesting. And then we met up, and then we checked out the Habitat, which I had been to before, and there was nothing. And then we checked out a bunch of thrift stores, and there was nothing. And then we met at, met at Caribou for a little bit. And then that's when I started doing some more research on this last thrift store, which a friend told us about. We were in this area for a different reason, not just to meet Dan. And they told us about this place. So we went there, and then we asked the employees, hey, do you have any fans? And they said no, but someone else who we're affiliated with does take ceiling fans. They would have had portables, but there were no portables there. Ceiling fans, they said, were at a different place, like I said, which they were affiliated with. So we went to this place, and then Dan was like, hey, I've been here before. They've actually got a decent selection. And what do you know? They had a whole bunch of fans. We went from having such a dry day in terms of fans. The best things we saw were a couple design houses and some later SMC and later Moss. And those are all the interesting things he saw for sale. He had some other interesting sightings as well and stuff, but I'll leave all those sightings and stuff to him, because he did, of course, record videos of this, and then we recorded once we were together too. But anyways, yeah, so we went to this last place, we started looking, and I sort of scoped out a couple fans I wanted, and I did decide on one. And then we went in the back, and we saw this Air King box fan, and Dan decided to ask if he could buy it, and they give it to him for a steal of a price at like $5. It was one of those cool thermostat reverse ones, 3-speed metal blade, kind of a rectangle. But anyways, yeah. So he bought that because he was like, how much will you sell to me for? They're like $5. And so then he ended up with that. And then we noticed there was, so how this place works is they don't just display all the fans at once. They have a bunch, and they just throw them up on a pallet and then in a big box, and then they make sure they're all wrapped safely. And we asked if they could get out a forklift to get them down. And we did, and we looked in the box, and then I did find another fan, and we were basically just digging through. Dan ended up getting something, too, for somebody he knows. I hope that person enjoys what they get, and I hope they're able to get it, and I hope it's everything they wanted, so I'm hoping that will work out. But anyways, yeah, so we dug through there, and then that's when I did find one other thing I got for really cheap, because I literally just threw out, I was like, $15? And she was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I walked away with 2 fans from there, as well as one that I got from Dan. So stay tuned, because in the next part, well, I think my dog's about to bark. But anyway, yeah, stay tuned, because in the next part, I will be showing you all those new acquisitions and some new installs in the basement. So stay tuned. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.